Alright guys, today is going to be a shorter video. It is going to be the unexplored French. I'm going to show you guys French lines that you've never seen before. Don't quote me on that. Maybe you're a bookworm and you have seen them before, but they're very rare. The reason this video is going to be short is because it's election day. That's way more important than watching this video. All I'm hoping for, there's many things I'm hoping for. All I'm really hoping for though is that we know the results today or tonight by the end of the day, hence the name election day, not election days. Duh. But yeah, I don't want any of this funny stuff. I just want to know the result and be done with it. But okay, knight c6, have you guys ever seen that? Typically, people here, they go knight to f6, and then you get this type of ordeal. But knight c6 is gaining in popularity, I promise, and it's a good one. So what should white do here? Well, what they should do is they should go knight to f3. I'm going to show you that line, and then I'm going to show you what to do if they went c3. It's absolutely ridiculous, the line that follows after c3. So stay tuned. Knight g to f3. Okay, black goes knight f6, aiming at the pawn. White does this infamous extension, kicking out the knight. Now, typically, they go bishop to d3 because they want to castle, at which point you hit them with f6. Typically, when they take on f6, you actually take back with the queen if you can, especially if this knight is on d2 and there's no bishop g5 stuff. You might get pawn to c3, bishop to d6. They castle, we castle, and essentially the game plan for the middle game is black wants to strike with e5, and it is a hard move for white to deal with. As you can see, the engine is all over, but I'm just showing the game plan. Both bishops open, everything open. Very easy for black to do well. There'll be separate actual theoretical videos. Okay, my opponent went c3. Now, c3 apparently is a book move. Do you know how to punish c3? It's very crazy. The move is e5. Have you guys ever seen anything like this? If you shift him over, it's like a normal position. But with the king's pawn, the square, the square that's always way too hard to calculate, that is pretty rare. So here they take, book move, queen takes, and then they take on e5. Reason is, well, okay, they cannot go bishop c4, why? Well, the queen is on d5, so you would just take on g2 and happily be winning there. What they should have done, rather than taking, is they should go knight f3, at which point we take, and then white has the switch, bishop c4, queen comes to h5, and it's a roughly an equal game, though I would take black. Also, a nice thing about these lines is black gets to castle queenside, so it's like an interesting French. The French does not need to be boring. The French has come a long way in the last decade, I must say. So, okay, e takes d5, queen takes. We get d takes e5. Do you take with the queen or the knight? You can take with either, but the knight is better because after they develop, you have knight d3 check, forcing off the, unless they want to play king e2, which would be ridiculous, but bishop takes, queen takes. They cannot castle, so what do you think they're going to play here? Well, he played queen e2. Take, and bishop f5. I was like, hey, I want to castle queenside. If he doesn't, wrap his rook to e1 and king to f1 quickly, his king can get punished here in the center of the board. So he does go rook e1. Now, for the life of me, I don't know why he went king f1. Maybe it was because it's a blitz game. But he went knight d4. This bishop, you can really do anything with it. I decided to go to g6 because, again, I was a little too attached to this d3 idea, I suppose. Knight c4, a blunder. Why is this a blunder? Do you see how to win a piece? Well, you want to kick this knight out. Do not do that with a high value piece. Do it with a low value piece, because then the knight is forced to move. And when the knight moves, you have bishop to d3 check, picking up the c4 knight. He tried to get a little tricky, and tricky he got. We get rook to c1. Now, it's never too late to lose a chess game, right? You can always go a6 and hang mate in 1. That would be a tragedy. Luckily, I did not do that. I went d3 check because I didn't want the c-file opening and there to be realistic mate threats. So king to d2, we get knight to f6, right? You don't want to hinder development. Now, he should really try to not allow my knight in. Instead, he went h4. He had some idea that is unknown. I hit him with a check. I hit him with another check. And what move would make your opponent resign here? d2, the fork. He didn't exactly resign. He took and took. I took, and he resigned. So I was very happy with this, 99% accuracy. I haven't gotten many games in this line, but when I do get it, White saw was like stunned. So yeah, it's a cool line. Have you seen knight c6 against the Tarrasch French? I'm very happy with all the French lines I have because they're rare and they're good, and I think they're up and coming. So thank you guys as always for watching, and have a great day. Thank you. Boom.